Hello. This is the American Dreamer Show, live from Tampa Bay with John Casimiro, Mr. Trackman, the Trackman, and James Worley, the Whirly Bird.
The Whirly Bird.
Okay.
Wow.
And I'm Bill Cephakar, Billy the Kid.
Billy the Kid. Wow.
Oh, boy. I got myself into that one. So this is the 20th show, John. We are moving and grooving.
Wow.
And
now, does that include that little mini show we did?
Yes.
The first show? Okay.
That 15, that teaser.
That was a teaser, yeah. That was the pilot.
Oh, God. They call it another thing when they sort of set it up in, pilot will work.
The pilot, yeah.
So this is really going to be good. I hope you guys had a great week. We have some interesting things, some treats and delicacies and morsels.
Morsels.
As opposed to, yeah. So, I have an important announcement. I talked to my very dear friend, Joy Katzen-Guthrie, and she's expected to grace our program next week.
What's her name?
Joy Katzen-Guthrie.
It sounds like three different people.
No, Joy Katzen, and she's married to Mark Guthrie. So that she took on his name, but she's a very independent.
Katzen, K-A-T...
K-Z-Z-E-N.
Hyphen...
No
hyphen?
Regular. And she's a talent and a personage of the first magnitude, this woman. She is going to be bringing her keyboard. She has a mini keyboard.
Uh-oh. Did you know this, James?
Are
you aware of this?
Friday, she's coming over here. We're going to test it out to see in the afternoon, about 4 o'clock, James, if you want to do it.
We're going to have to do some concert sound reinforcement.
Whatever it takes, we do it. You know it. And I will take a break from my playing my guitar, giving everybody a treat or a break, because she's going to be playing her keyboard. And we will do 2 selections, as usual with the music here. These were from my second CD, which was called Let Your Heart Sing of Loving and Living Life Every Day. And we recorded this in her studio. She has a whole digital studio.
That's a really long title.
Well, it's a lot.
What is it again?
Let Your Heart Sing of Loving and Living Life Every Day.
Now, this is these CDs, and as well as the show, is now available on iHeartRadio.
Of course, this
right?
is first class.
You can download from iHeartRadio. I think if you're a subscriber, you can.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you can download Bill's music and listen and download. I believe I'll have to do the research.
Okay.
The podcast, American Dreamer.
Wonderfulness. This was recorded in February 2014, so it's like exactly 5 years ago in her studio.
It was ages ago.
Well, I have a new one. I'm going to have a new one coming
We've
out.
got quite better technology by now.
Oh, a new material. So, we're going to do 2 songs. One is going to be the 59th Street Bridge song, Feeling Groovy.
Okay.
Everybody can come along with that.
Yeah.
And then there's a powerful song. It's called Higher Ground. John Denver from his last recorded CD album, Higher Ground. It's an amazing song. But John, I'm going to go over something with you because this takes you back and it's something near and dear to your heart and certainly was part of my being part of me for 13 years was the work I did with Public Access TV.
Oh, Public Access.
And Don, you were the assistant director, everything, and that's how we met.
I don't believe I had any of those titles, but okay.
Whatever, you want to give me a title that you could sink your teeth into?
Public Access TV Technician was my
No,
title.
you were assistant to the director.
I wasn't assistant anything.
I made you assistant because
thank you.
I looked up to you.
All right.
Anyway, so 13 years, from 1994 to 2007, we produced 175 shows, John.
Wow.
And a third of those shows were about an hour.
You were there before I was.
Well, I'm going to go over this. It was called B'nai B'rith Presents Jewish Life in Tampa Bay. And B'nai B'rith is a Hebrew for children of the covenant. B'nai, children, Brith, a bris.
Okay.
That's a covenant with the rainbow and Noah and the whole deal. So
I thought you were going to say Children of the Corn, but that's a movie
it's
from
another
the 70s.
another
Yeah.
thing. That's another show somewhere. Anyway, so I was a senior planner, transportation planner for Hillsborough County government, and I was able to do it was recorded once a week, once a month actually. It ran a whole month, the whole show. So I could do those things.
Wait, back up just a second. You were a senior planner.
For Hillsborough County Planning Department, yeah.
That explains a lot. Sorry, go ahead.
John, let me tell you something. I developed multimodal alternative transportation, buses,
That's
carpools.
still being used today.
Yes, carpool. It was really funny because I developed the first inter-county grant between Hillsborough and Pinellas. When I was living in Pinellas, I was working in Pinellas County before the government there, and we got a grant for an inter-county express bus. And then 6 months later, I went over. I had a job in promotion over to Hillsborough, and I was using that grant. We had an express bus from
That's
Drew
right.
Street.
Is that still running?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I did something
I'm
good.
going to start taking that to work.
All right, but this goes back. When the first public access studio that I worked for was at 19, U.S. Highway 19 in Alderman.
Oh, yeah, that was back in the day.
And that was 1995 and so forth, a couple of years. And then we went over to St. Petersburg near Shearer Drive, Ulmerton. There were a couple of years for that. And then we went over to where I met you at the Pinellas County Government and Public Access Studio there. When did that open up? 2003?
I want to say, no. I want to say like 2000 or maybe 99. Because it was pretty brand new when I started there in 2002.
That's what I'm saying. Well, this brings back a fantastic story and memory with Joy Katz and Guthrie. We happened to be doing a show in St. Petersburg. It was 2001, so maybe it was just before we were getting clearance to go over to the Pinellas County Clearwater studio. And it was right after 9/11, and it was really gut-wrenching show. We had our crew and the people involved with the segments. I believe this to be a special 1 hour. It was a 1 hour presentation. We had articles and kind of exhibits and what had transpired. And we acknowledged the first responders and those people from Tampa that were willing to go up there and do what they could, be part of the, getting back to business as normal. It was quite moving, and Joy happened to be our guest on that show.
Okay.
And it was so powerful. And so we had the people showed what happened up there and what was being done. And we ended the show, which was fitting to close the show with Woody Guthrie's rendition of This Land Is Your Land. And we proceeded setting up the camera so that the staff and the crew could take part in this very moving version. And so what happened was we set up the camera equipment to automatic, record, and everybody got up on stage and we sang the song. It was most fitting song of this time, for the times. And so with a little introduction to give you just a small sampling of picture of this woman, of what a lifetime of music that she's created and presented. I can't tell you how moving that was. Everybody, as I said, we put the camera in automatic and we all sang up on the stage, This Land Is Your Land.
The camera in automatic, you mean no camera operator?
No camera
Yeah,
operator.
they didn't have robotic cameras there.
No, but it was pretty powerful. And so that's Joy Katz and Guthrie, a very, very wonderful and dear friend of mine. And as I said, she'll be here with us
A little teaser for next week.
Yes. Okay, something that appeared on the internet. You know how you talk about, these special little zingers and stuff? Well, there's this thing that's coming. You might have seen it. It's called intellect. Intelligence is sexy, and so it was on, and has sort of a female slant to it, and it had to do with punctuation. So this English professor wrote on the board, and it appeared as an unpunctuated statement. And it said, quote, "A woman without her man is nothing."
That's not true.
Well, let me tell you, it is unpunctuated, okay? Okay, so the men in the class, the males, and they put an answer together, and they came up with this, open quote, "A woman, comma, without her man, comma, is nothing." Okay? But the women, the females, on the other hand, saw things much differently in their punctuation. So, open quote, it said, "A woman, colon, okay, without her, comma, man is nothing."
You know, I have to actually look at it with the commas and the punctuation. And
yes.
Is everybody following this?
Well, it says, "A woman, colon, okay, that's the, without her, comma, man is nothing." Okay. And so that, but John, we have the 50th anniversary of Woodstock.
Yeah. Have they announced the bands yet? Not yet. Huh?
Well, that's why I have you here. You are the man for doing that. And I had seen a lot of stuff on YouTube with the Woodstock anniversary 50 years. There was a great Joni Mitchell. Mm-hmm. She was one of the major people, that fronted that, and they showed her recording "Everybody Come Together" with Crosby, Stills, Nash,
right?
And it was a beautiful rendition. I don't know if maybe we can do it for next time. I can show you, how good it was. It was just, you felt like you were back there. And so I think that we should get a little more information on that, and you can come up with it.
Well, the thing is, I think the acts have not been confirmed yet.
No, there's a lot of work.
There's a lot of rumors, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I was really going to peruse is that it was interesting because I have a contemporary. His name is Richard McKenna. He was on Facebook with me, and he grew up in the area of Syosset, Hicksville,
right,
Long Island. And he was in the band called the Hassles.
Okay.
This was Billy Joel's first rock band.
Oh.
The original band. And he was making a name for himself in the early 70s. And in my mind, this is like direct ties to my growing up in New York. Neil Diamond. We've played a few of his songs, like "I Am, I Said," "Sweet Caroline," Song Blue. So this selection is called Holly Holy. Holly Holy. And John, you might want to take a peek at that. I think there's several meanings. There's a number of interpretations. You might think of the religious overtones, earthly love, simultaneously coming together, and the relationship between the two. So it really is very expressive, human feelings and whatever. It creates a beautiful music refrain and images. I got my Superman mug. I'll tell you about that.
Superman mug?
Yes. And
what you drinking there? A little vodka?
It says actually throat coat tea. So tea, honey, and...
I need some of that.
I'm going to make some for you. Okay. So this is an amazing song that Neil Diamond composed and put together. And I hope I can do it justice. So, Holly Holy. Holly Holy eyes, dream of only me. Well, I am what I believe in. Holy, holy. Sing a song. Sing a song of songs. Sing it out. Sing it strong. Sing it, sing it, sing it. Yeah. Yeah. Call the sun in the dead of the night, and the sun's gonna rise in the sky. Yeah. Touch a man who can walk upright, and the lame man, he's gonna fly. And I fly, yeah, and I fly. Holy, holy love, take a lonely child and the sea, let it be filled with tomorrow. Holy, holy. Holy, holy dreams, wanting only you. And she comes, and I'll run just like the wind will. Holy, holy. Sing a song. Sing a song of songs. Sing it out. Sing it strong. Sing it. Sing it. Sing it. Yeah. Call the sun in the dead of the night, and the sun's gonna rise in the sky. Touch a man who can walk upright, and that lame man, he's gonna fly. And I fly, yeah, I fly. Holy, holy love, take the lonely child and the seed, let it be filled with tomorrow. Holy, holy. Holy, holy dream, dream of only you. Holy, holy sun. Holy, holy rain. Holy, holy love.
Nice.
Thank you. It's powerful, huh?
Powerful.
Ooh. Okay. All right, Rudy. So James, Rudy Tooty. I got a lot of stuff here.
A lot of stuff meaning what?
Oh, inspirational stuff.
Oh, okay.
And thank you, Sir James. When
did James become a sir?
I knighted him.
Did you knight him?
Yes. And that was when I first saw him. And he told me about his inspiration.
When am I going to become knighted? I want to know. I'm already a saint.
Yes, you're St. John, and we have Sir. So I have my funny things and things of inspiration.
Okay.
And this was from things, inspirational days, quotes and stuff. And this was a fun thing. This was Dr. Seuss.
Oh, Dr. Seuss.
It says, why fit in when you were born to stand out?
There you go. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them.
I cannot have eggs and ham. I can have eggs without ham.
He didn't say that.
I said that. So anyway, in class, one of the schools I was teaching, it was in high school, I see this on the poster and on the wall. And I always take pictures whenever I see something. So this was a Dr. Seuss. It says, you have brains in your head, you have shoes on your feet, you can steer yourself clear any direction you choose. Dr. Seuss. And this is high school I was teaching.
Right.
So I said, this does not rhyme. We need to work on it. Like I did last time, with Elton John.
Are you going to rewrite Dr. Seuss now?
I did.
Yeah.
So basically what I did, I changed to one line, you have shoes on your feet. So I said, on your feet you have shoes. Okay, that covers it. So when it came to, you have brains in your head, you have shoes on your
feet.
No, on your feet you have shoes.
On your feet you have shoes, you have brains in your head. Okay.
All right. You have brains in your head, on your feet you have shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. So rhymed.
Oh, you made it rhyme.
I made it rhyme.
Okay.
So they didn't. So
I went to a Dr. Seuss art exhibit, I want to say.
Wow, that was pretty
back
nice.
in San Diego. It was pretty exciting. It was, all the Who's in Whoville and whatnot.
Okay. Well, I would like to do that. Maybe we can find something here. Crypto quote from yesterday. This is a pretty cool thing, and it's not just cool. It's true. Unfortunately, this is from Jonathan Raban, R-A-B-A-N. He said, in an undeveloped country, you don't drink the water.
Don't drink the water.
Right. In a developed country, you don't breathe the air. It's funny, but it's not funny. Okay.
It's not funny.
And one of my holy moly things was he's sitting the student, and then the master, who's like a turtle that comes out of the water every once in a while. So he's looking. He says, "Love is temporary, yet love endures." I thought that works pretty.
Well, I guess it is temporary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life, but,
Some last longer than others.
and some you don't want to last.
Right.
All right. There was one thing. Oh, here's Adam and Eve. This is cute. This is from my no-brainer dum-dum-dum stuff. So, screenwriter Adam and Eve, it'll be a smash. Greatest love story ever told. Well, the first anyway. Producer said, I don't know. Boy meets girl. Boy loses paradise. Boy finds a life of pain, hard work, and death. Kind of a downer, isn't it? So the screenwriter regroups. He says, we could update it. Big Adam and the Babe. This is what he comes up with, Adam and Eve,
Big Adam and the Babe.
The Babe. The story of two crazy kids who meet at Eden High, eat an American pie, and end up with 25 billion grandkids. Right?
Right.
Okay. All right. So that was a little bit. Here's a cute one. It's about they never saw it coming. Hello. Thanks. I'm back.
A little adjustment on the camera for folks at home.
What do they call that when wardrobe?
Well, it's not a wardrobe.
No.
It's a technical malfunction or something.
Okay. It was a bill malfunction. So the Silo Appliances store in El Paso, Texas, came up with a cute advertising gimmick in 1985, running ads for stereo at the low price of $299 bananas.
Okay.
The store's ad backfired when hundreds of customers showed up toting sacks of bananas. Not the slangy money, but the yellow fruity variety. Demanding the Silo live up to the deal, which it did. The store owners ate the loss.
How many people? I wonder how many bananas they ended up with.
A lot. So anyway, those are some cute things.
Yeah, because even today, a banana is not $1, right?
You're 65 cents a pound.
Yeah.
So I wanted to share with you. This is, I had one of my, it wasn't a big ticket item. I had a big ticket item a few months earlier. But it wasn't impetuous buying. I bought this special.
What is this?
It's here it is. That was my other thing, great life advice. But this was what...
There's that confused look on my face.
Yeah,
again.
well,
what
yeah,
is
I'm
going
confused
on?
too. This is called The Science of Creativity.
Okay.
And it has amazing things. Imagination of...
It's a paperback.
It's a magazine. You buy it at a store.
Okay.
And imagination at every age, the power of sleep, which I think I could use, and your inner genius. And on the back, some pictures of interesting, prolific people.
Like
a mother and a daughter. But it says, from ancient drawings to the genius of Leonardo and Einstein, to the imagination that colors our everyday life. The drive to create, innovate, and make something new is a big part of what makes us human. So I was leafing through this, and there's something I want to provide for our listeners and you all, John. It really takes a turn. It looks, when it comes to creativity, take it to the limit. And they have all these things that here of what you can do and how you can do it. And I noticed this. It says, far too many people never connect with their real talents.
Yep.
And fail to attain their potential because they don't push what they do to the excess. Creativity is like mining. We need to dig deep to discover and uncover ourselves. And one person who's willing to be excessive can achieve more in 1 hour than 50 reasonable people can achieve in a year. And it was considered the American painter Mark Rothko. The reason why I mention this to our viewers and listeners is that picture, those paintings, are part of the Hirshhorn Museum, which goes back to
Joe Baby.
Yeah, the American Dreamer. And this was the catalog that when the museum opened up in October 1974. There's over 6,000 paintings and sculptures that Joseph H. Hirshhorn donated to the American government.
Now, this is like a giant catalog.
And
it's
probably, go ahead.
It's like bigger than the Bible. Or
The Bible of art. And there's a couple of things in here that Rothko is in it. That he used his talents and everything. And so I wanted to show that to you. This is like one of the pictures that are in the people that are on our Spreaker podcast. It's very colorful. It's
one of those things that you look at and you say you have to interpret it and say, okay, this is
it's
art.
what I think it is, and you're right.
It was like a green. You already flipped over the page. It's like green and what
yellow and stuff. Here's another one. Look at this beauty.
So what Bill's describing is it looks like almost a window maybe, but it's blue and red and
And this artist came up and he came to the realization that he could express himself in this way and create things. And the art, and whether you're writing, singing, dancing, or podcasting, this is part of it. And this one last thing, because this is part of Dad's book. He helped write it. He's mentioned in this, and
okay,
they helped putting the catalog together. What is that? You read those letters on the top there on the left.
What?
Love?
Love, yeah.
This is Robert, Indiana. This is the iconic picture that appears everywhere.
You've all seen it, yeah.
Yes, that block and LOVE that Mr. Hirshhorn thought enough of when he saw this artist. So he purchased this. It was in his collection that he donated. And when I was in Israel, they had this. It's all over the world. So the letters were olive, whatever, in Hebrew with the little block spelling love. And this is the Hirshhorn collection. My dad was very involved.
The giant
Actually,
catalog.
Bill, when I drove across the country and went through Virginia, that LOVE logo they have at the rest area in Virginia.
There you go.
So any of those things that you see or that you hear Bill talking about, you can always visit his YouTube channel and see as he's describing it.
And it's also in part of the excerpt, Joe's Lifelong Legacy and the American Dreamer book, excerpts from the book. And that chapter is chapter 8. And chapter 8 and 9. Chapter 9 is the actual construction and the meetings. My dad took 2 years as administrator in the beginning. He was actually there 4 years, but the first 2 years he commuted up to New York from Maryland, from Washington.
That's quite a commute.
Every Monday morning.
Took the train, right?
No, he took the Eastern Airlines because that's now defunct, but he left.
If it was me, I would take the train. You know why?
Why?
Come on, you know why?
No.
Because I'm track man.
God, man.
Sorry.
Oh, you did that. You did that.
I'm sorry to make it about me. It's all about you, Bill. Go ahead.
No, it's about. I like it. I like it, buddy. Man, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys.
This is true.
Really, and I mean it. So I owe you big time. Okay, the stress in music. That's what music does for me. People often say, an apple a day keeps a doctor away. Well, they say it is true. So many people give yourself a daily boost of energy by listening to your favorite song, singing with it. And I try to do that.
You do.
And they also say put headsets on your phone when you're listening. If you're feeling anxious when you listen to music, put your headset on.
What does that do? It relieves the stress even more?
Yes, and guess what? We're feeling anxious because we got our headsets on. But anyway, sometimes it's overwhelming and anxiety and stress. So headsets sort of blunts out everything, And I loved listening to good music. I always listen to the positive music.
There are not a lot of people. There are some people that, believe it or not, don't appreciate music. Oh. Like, and I don't get it. It's like, how could you, it's like.
That's like taking part of me out of it.
Yeah.
And do you listen to a lot of music, John?
All the time, yeah. I feel like if I'm not listening to something, like when I'm driving, of course. Everybody listens while they're driving. Yes. But Yeah, there are a lot of days where I don't turn the TV on. I just listen to music. It's nice.
And when I listen to soundscapes, it's modern music, and the
Soundscapes? You mean the
it has
The new age music? Yeah.
with the what do you call it? The great sayings of the people that have walked this planet. From
right.
Confucius and Mahatma Gandhi. So the clip on that, it comes off.
What's going on here?
All right, so we're going to do the second song, and a thumbnail sketch
Thumbnail sketch?
is of me with my John Lennon shirt.
Oh, right. The one you were going to give me. You were going to give me the shirt off your back, and then I realized it was a large and wouldn't fit me. So you get to keep it.
All right, John. Wait a second. Hold on. I said I was going to give it to you. Okay? I promise you, I'm going to get you a shirt.
You're going to find me?
I'm going to find you next week.
Okay.
When we're here, I'm bringing it.
Okay.
Extra large.
Extra large.
James, you have a shirt you want to get? We'll get a package of bulk right now. No, you think about it. James giving me the shirt off his back. No, I'm not extra large. Okay, so I'm wearing my John Lennon shirt and my Neil Diamond hairdo. That's the best I could come up with. So this is Yellow Submarine, and it's a fun song.
Are we going to have a sing-along?
You can do it. You
Really?
can do it. James are welcome. Anybody out there can string along, sing along.
Okay, don't turn my mic
La la
off.
la 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 la.
Don't turn my mic off
No,
on this one.
you're not going to be able to sing now, James. That was, if that's what you, no.
You failed the audition, James.
Fa la 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 la. Okay, I need to have, I'm going to tell you about my my Superman mug in a second. Okay. Yellow Submarine. In the town where I was born lived a man who sailed the sea, and he told us of his life in the land of submarines.
Submarines.
So we sailed up to the sun till we found the sea of green.
Sea of green.
And we lived beneath the waves in our yellow submarine.
Submarine.
We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. And our friends are all aboard. Many more of them live next door.
Right next door.
And the band begins to play. Okay, here we go. We all live in a yellow submarine.
Submarine.
Yellow submarine.
Submarine.
Yellow submarine.
Submarine.
We all live in a yellow submarine.
Submarine.
Yellow submarine.
Submarine.
Yellow submarine.
Submarine.
As we live a life of ease.
A life of ease.
Every one
of us
has all we need.
It's all we need.
Sky of blue.
Sky of blue.
And sea of green.
Sea of green.
Sometimes
In
green.
our yellow.
In our yellow
Submarine.
submarine.
I love you guys. I wish everybody could be here. We could fit at least another 6 more people in this room. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine.
Submarine.
Yellow submarine. Sparkling, I don't live in a yellow submarine.
We got hot in here all of a sudden.
Because we're underwater here.
Yeah.
In that little cage.
Did you ever see the movie?
Parts. It's really amazing what they did. Okay, so we have a couple of minutes, which I know you guys hate me for.
That would have been a great way to end the show. But
But I have a Bill Cephakar stuff that is really cool enough, and don't worry about it. I can.
what is going on?
I have one thing that
I'm
yes,
gonna pick on you for a second.
Please
Bill.
do. I haven't-
I have to.
I know. I wanted to find.
There's like a pile of
Don't
crap.
say- don't. It's not. This is treasure.
and
One
you're
man's
like going through
treasure.
a bunch of stuff here, and there's what? Who
One
is-
man's treasure
Who is
is
producing this show for you? I want to know.
Huh?
Who is producing this show for you? I want to know.
James.
Oh no, James is the engineer.
Oh, John, you're producing. Wow, that's why you can yank me, huh?
Yeah. You can
Oh.
get fired at any time. I could find somebody else to host American Dreamer.
Not with this kind of announcements that coming at you, coming out of you. I was looking for this, and it's so sad. This was follow your dreams, because
That's what you were looking for.
I'm looking for this because this is the American Dreamer show.
This is what, a calendar?
Yeah, and they only have 12. It's only 12 months and everything, and we've used up a bunch of these. And I remember the one about the chickens. Don't count your chickens before you stop and ask yourself, do I even have any chickens? But anyway, there was one that we haven't used, and this is the one you like. Follow your dreams, especially if they're on the way to happy hour.
Yeah.
But this is the one that I haven't used, so I'm going to use it now. Don't sweat the small stuff or the big stuff. Wear deodorant, for God's sakes.
Yeah, James.
No, this is not his fault. This is the confining environment. That. All right. This is going to knock everybody's socks off.
I'm not wearing socks.
Well, whatever's underneath anywhere. So, Mr. Bill's Adventure.
Oh, no!
Oh, God, you are the man with the voices, 1,000 voices.
Oh,
I'm in good company. Anyway, James, Dan Rooney is going to be on the show soon. He's been my social media guru, and he has really brought a lot of stuff to life with my newsletters and stuff. And this is the importance of teamwork, about your children will learn information, growth with info. And we're going to be going out on the road to schools, maybe, and maybe...
What do you mean, maybe? You either are or you aren't.
Well, we're going to find them. We're going to find out where these people are that would like to hear what the message is about life and loving and caring and motivational stuff and dreams. And we're going to pursue talent. We're going to find talent out there.
I got it. We need to make a bill out of Play-Doh. And that could be you. And you
Mr. Bill.
Mr. Bill.
All right. Well, right now,
might get sued,
we
I don't
have
know.
a lot of dreams that we're pursuing, and I hope you all have on your platter dreams that you want to see and go forth and make happen. So if we can do it, you can do it.
If we can do it, anybody can do it.
And if you can do it, share it with us, please. We'd love to hear from you. I promise you I'll write back and share it with our listeners.
Where can they follow us?
Oh, on Spreaker.com,
Spreaker.
the American Dreamer Show.
Yeah.
YouTube channel. Please subscribe. We have a bunch of
And
more
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio. What a nice feature, a nice addition.
All right.
So please say what you want to do and do what you want to stay. And don't stay here too long because you can't do anything if you're staying right in this place. Go out and go forth, conquer and prosper. And we share our feelings and good things and love. And
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
well, come over if you like. Just let me know you're on your
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. This is Bill, your friend with John, my friends, and James.